Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Tonight, we are going to dive into the Crystal Tower. But while we're waiting on cues and stuff, we're also going to help Emo do one of her quests. So, here we go. All right, stream is live. Are we having cat-based hilarity?
Yeah. My cat has his paw on the space bar.
So he wants you to play Rogue then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the Death Claw. I do have that now, don't I?
Where you guys gotta go kill Fema?
I don't know. In those caverns, I guess, the mines.
I guess first things first, let's go ahead and get in the queue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need to remember to change my weapon out before we actually get in there. Once
Yeah.
it pops.
Be gone, bot.
Is it the Ugamaro mines? Fema?
Say it again?
Ugamaro?
Yeah. Less than 5-minute wait, it says. Oh my gosh. We already have all the tanks. Oh, okay.
That didn't take long.
Change your weapon.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, in this first area, there will be raised platforms to avoid pools of poison. So you'll want to stand on those when you can.
Okay.
It's impressive looking, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. All those screens.
Well, that and that they're right in the middle of my screen.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, mine's like 2/3 down. Or 1/3 down of the screen, up and down. But yeah, still in the middle.
Oh, and one piece of advice that is repeated often in this guide: don't stand in front of the things.
Okay.
Okay, and just for the record, our other tanks are named Rice Rabbit and Northern Downpour.
Rice, rabbit, and what?
Northern Downpour.
Nice. Okay. Okay.
And I'm down.
I'm gonna die soon.
I can't find your bodies, for heaven's sake.
KJ's over here to the right.
I'm not down.
I'm in the put. Thank you.
Oh, that wasn't me. It was somebody else that got you. I'm missing someone else.
No, everybody's up.
That was
Okay,
like
do
crazy weird.
Do we take the shortcut?
I believe so, yes.
I got feared or something, and I went walking right out into the damn mud or whatever that is.
Don't know which way I went.
You're here with me. Come on.
They said we're about to have to split, and we will have to go left.
What does ABC style mean?
We are Group A.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, move immediately to the sealed area. And 4 people need to stay on the pads at all times.
This yellow pad.
Yes. It will be moving across the floor, I think, while you're standing on it.
I can't reach him.
Well, I think you can go on the pink pad, can't you?
We need at least 4 people staying on the yellow one, I think.
Oh, okay.
Go heal, Emo.
It looks like Group C isn't paying attention to the pads.
And we're stuck over here. Yep, we can't get over there.
Yeah, all 3 groups have to finish their thing before we can do anything.
And I can't target any of those guys to heal them, dang it.
But it would also seem we had some people come over here in ours that weren't supposed to be here. We had some Group B or Group C people that came our way.
Well, I just wanted to be with the cool people, the cool kids.
That would explain why we cleared our side first.
Yeah.
Right?
And I believe this boss here, I'm not really sure how this works. I won't even try to say. Okay, if you're in Group A, you can hurt him. For a minute, and then we won't be able to hurt him anymore in the other party. You'll have to do it.
How you know? Oh, I'm in A. No, okay.
Okay, now we need to be targeting the other mobs if they're up. Not sure why the other tanks pulled my guy off me, but they did, so.
I just died. Thank you. I just died again.
Yeah,
I
I think
think-
almost everybody.
Yeah. The other tank was keeping the Iron Giant right next to the behemoth. You're not supposed to do that.
Were we supposed to kill the 50 Comet, level 50 Comet?
I think you're supposed to hide behind boulders.
Okay. That I did not know.
Alright, it says, Healer. The floor is electrified, so watch the party's bleed damage during the fight. DPS. Kill the Perobos and the Iron Giant adds. And, says, when a green... I don't know.
Are you not here?
I am now.
Oh gosh.
I'm dead
Oh my
now.
gosh. I'm dead too.
Shit, I didn't get behind the rock quick enough.
I didn't even see the thing coming. I think you only need 2 tanks here, but...
Oh, I didn't go behind the rock. Damn it. They rezzed me and I was...
I tried to res KJ and I wasn't behind a rock.
Get out of cutscene, Necromancer.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually don't know where you. Oh yeah, there you are. Okay.
Here, next to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. Although I have no idea where we go. So hopefully they tell us. Or it pulls us. Oh, okay.
It says go to your letter. We're Group A, I believe.
Do we have any more?
I imagine there will be more, but
Are you kidding me? I was almost in the circle.
when he's casting Ancient Flare, get to your letter.
Oh, the bastard's got me. That's cool. Is there any other?
Casting
Letter,
Ancient Flare.
letter.
Almost there, yeah.
Okay, my invulnerability spell doesn't work against that. So,
Pressing you.
thank you. Well, we win.
Woo!
Okay.
Oh, and I was telling KJ earlier, Zora, Emo, Algan tomestones are basically just what they call their in-game dungeon currency. The ones for Realm Reborn are poetics, so they just call them poetics.
Oh, okay.
But every X pack has its own set of Algan tomestones.
What do you think is it need on the orchestra rolls or greed?
Those are crafting.
Yeah, I just greeted on everything.
Oh, they are crafting, thank you.
We don't
I
know
missed
either, so. And the ones we did last night or the other night, we greeted as well.
Okay.
We couldn't decide either.
I know. Weird.
Oh, and I was also telling KJ the other day when he was asking why did he get a piece of gear that he didn't roll on. It was because all three of us had left the dungeon, so he was the only one eligible to roll on it, so he just got it for free.
Ah.
Ho there! Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned of this historic expedition. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what of the tower's inner defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Phlegethon. Not Acheron, Phlegethron. He was the hero of the Allagan Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allagan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through Allagan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. Well, well, there it is, the foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through that maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Connex, find for the St. Connex find for the present, and there plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. No, I didn't actually expect us to teleport us here.
I know.
I can't fly. Oh no. Yeah, that is actually one thing of importance. When we enter Heavensward territory, you won't be able to fly until you're later on in the Heavensward X pack. So, we'll be back on the ground for a while.
It'll be hard getting used to that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that wasn't too bad. As I fly past the place where we're supposed to go. So good of you to join us. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rembros will be presiding over this meeting. If you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Welcome back. I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report, and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with my summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to his account, the labyrinth defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Algan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above the ground by a chaotic shifting of Earth, it has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done, if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief. We founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. He did not like that. As an observer, I am not strictly speaking subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of your innate talents, however hard I train. But be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than a briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Algan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the tasks at hand, that our next expedition may begin with all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Well, 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 look who it is. He looks better now that he's not wearing the armor. Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. So this is the legacy the Algan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. I believe the fates have conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Sid. Do not disappoint me. That was actually one of the things. If you guys watched Taliesin's video on the Praetorium, one of his primary issues with the Praetorium was the 5-minute cutscene of Nero ranting at Sid, because it was a cutscene where he was talking to somebody who wasn't even present while we just stood there and watched. They could have done that as a voiceover while we were fighting the mobs leading up to the fight, instead of making us just watch it.
Mhm.
Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day bring new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like matter, the entryway to the principal spire, Circus Tower, the Algans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so, the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friends, for we share the selfsame goal. I am Une, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Algan civilization sent by the students of Valdesian to assist in your effort. Une and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age. If I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the student's behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. Moreover, in light of the recent incident at the Isle of Val, I should think that they have rather more pressing concerns. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. Same? You have the Algan eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be the trait unique to the Algans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by the fate of the Alg. As your eye has placed you on the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? I don't trust them. that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Valdesian when I am able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine Circus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. But I don't trust them specifically because Kitty Man there is a student of Baldessian.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
You would
So
think he'd know them.
you would think. Particularly if he is the student of Baldessian's Algan expert. If they had more than one, you'd think they would know each other.
Right. One second.
All right.
The unicorn mount seems appropriate for the setting.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree.
Yep.
Oh, and the strange little quest that said "go away and come back later," and then immediately another quest saying "welcome back." It's probably because these quests were released in 2 different patches.
That makes sense.
We've actually encountered quite a few of those over the way.
We have,
Like,
yeah.
when Minfilia would tell us, goes, please go and rest, or something like that. That was probably a patch pause.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Eager to enter Sycus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard. Heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to it. That's a big gold door. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones beside. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Og, sent here by our friends of Valdesian to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. It is our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Circus Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox means, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ash like the 8 Sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman, respectant, Allegan royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it's purely decorative.
Man and woman.
That is what we refer to as easy. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? I don't think any of us expected that to happen. And I skipped what Sid was saying there. Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Oh, so he's not going to be hiding, he's just going to come right out in the open, okay. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land, Eorza, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Aug's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say these two are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Algan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? 'Twould seem the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well.
We're just gonna leave this door open though, so you know.
Well, as long as we drag Nero out with us. 7 hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know me better than to think I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Algan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy for it. I look forward to working together, old friend. And I think I understand why they made the Crystal Tower mandatory. I've heard tell that somewhere in Shadowbringers or in Stormblood, something happens that references all this stuff. And if you haven't done it, it makes no sense whatsoever. And now I'm guessing either the clones or Nero show up and references this, would be my guess.
Interesting.
If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambros, may wish to be present. I don't know why he's the leader, just because he's the biggest guy here. They do have some really fancy clothes, though.
Yeah, I do like
them.
it.
Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not the scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allegan technology. That is rather a lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Algan history. Pray bear with us. The Algan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood as a symbol of Algan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Alcan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alag to greatness. Ammon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zande. None other. As part of his experiments, Ammon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Algan emperors named Zande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Zande returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Ammon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Algan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zande turned his sights toward the forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven hells. What is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zande is very much alive. Within Circus Tower he still abides, his ambitions burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. That triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Algan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist of Ammon, now Emperor Zande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalmud was summoned back to Earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower reemerged. At that moment, Emperor Zande awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. It is for no other purpose but to put an end to Zande's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Zande. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of ancients. With you as our champion, we are confident that we can end Zande's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Valdesian. Among a host of other things, you were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens that you're an expert at saving it. That might have been the most enthusiastic emote we've ever done. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Algan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Algan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us. But the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Algans. And so I hereby declare a change to Noah's objective. Henceforth we shall direct all our efforts towards sealing off Circus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. As you did for us with the Labyrinth of Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say that this includes Emperor Zande himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Circus Tower from the outside world. To work then. I also note Rambros has not noted the presence of Nero at all.
He's in on it.
Sid didn't miss anything, though. You see them there in the background?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allegan Eye, you called it. But to us it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think about. But now it is time for action, not idle thoughts. Circus Tower awaits us. task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Zonde himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Okay, apparently a lot of what Doga and Une are wearing there is called high Algan gear, and it can be gotten, but not in this particular color scheme. So somebody's asking here, goes, can we get their gear exactly? And the top response was, unfortunately, Warriors of Light only know one method of dyeing equipment. Dump the whole pot of dye all over the equipment in question. All right. Do we want to attempt the circus tower tonight?
Sure.
Do we got time?
Let's do it.
According to the guide I have here, this one is probably the one that has the least likelihood of having a queue. Just because apparently lots of people run this one. I'm not sure why, but they do. Watch it make a liar out of me and take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or not.
Weren't even 20 seconds. It could be the night, though. Wednesday. Everybody's on.
Could be. Oh, one of the tanks backed out.
Huh. It's really quick, but nobody queues completely.
Indeed. Although when it's one of the DPS, I can kind of understand. They might have fallen asleep.
Yeah.
When it's one of the tanks and or healers that's been sitting in the queue for maybe 30 seconds. No. Alright, there will be a yellow dragon. Don't stand in front of it. And also, the yellow dragon could do some damage to the entire raid, so there might be heals necessary, Emo.
Okay.
And I should have taken the time to adjust my HUD and move those bars around, get them out of my way.
I thought
Oh
about
no.
that too.
Not that they really caused me any trouble on the first one, but still.
It's an eyesore.
Well, there wasn't much to that. Okay, there's the coming boss fight. If you get purple tethers on you, you need to get to an electrical pillar, and only 3 people can go to each one. Blue tethers will freeze you. Make sure you're not standing in a water puddle, or you'll freeze players around you. Red ones will set you on fire, and then you can get people out of being frozen.
Ads, okay. And I got full.
It's tethered.
Oh, over by me, Zora.
I don't see.
You ran right past me.
I don't have it anymore.
Oh, you don't have it. Okay, don't stand close. The person next to me, I think, actually ran next to me and got frozen there where she's at.
I am frozen, but I don't know how long this lasts. And the fight ends. That was when I expected to get unfrozen.
Ugh.
Mhm.
I wanted to choose. There we go. Get my greed on, and then I went through the screen.
After these first ads are down, a green dragon will spawn, just so you know. And our other tanks are Yakitori and Yukino. Good Japanese names.
Oh, they're clones, or we're fighting them? A couple of them.
I guess only 2 of the clones actually inherited the will of their forebears.
Uh,
I do like how the loot works. How there's 1 box for each party. The guide says to ignore the whites when they spawn. Don't stand in electrical bubbles. And yeah, that was pretty easy. The greed roll hasn't even ended on the first items yet.
yeah.
Since I'm guessing some people are just ignoring it.
Oops.
Thinks its tail is dangerous. Never mind.
So far, I'm not certain anything's dangerous.
Yeah.
When slime spawn, kill them. If you have the bomb debuff on you, get away from other people. If you get turned into frogs, stay away from the snakes.
Nice. Slime's up. Do I go towards the thing if I have the purple thing? I don't know. Never mind.
Purple tethered orbs should be pulled to the Coom-Cooms.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know.
I think you might have actually done it by accident. During curtain call, hide behind ice blocks. Which is going on right now. So hide behind ice blocks.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Killing something, I'm like, ah!
I didn't know if it would work because you were so far away. I thought you might be out of range.
That's kind of cool looking.
You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. You, sir, have a stupid hat.
Okay, they said after this. Oh shoot! After the Starfall phase, 3 people get targeted. 3 people. Purple circles. Don't run away. Stand near the boss, but don't stack the circles. Everyone else needs to stand on the circles, or you'll die or something.
If marked with a purple AoE, share damage with other players. When the yellow circles spawn, have one player stand in them. The purple AoEs leave behind floating platform that you can stand on to avoid the ancient quagga.
Okay, so this is the Starfall, so the next thing is going to be the purple circles, I guess. Oh, they're not supposed to stack.
I am
down.
dead.
Nice.
That, that took 17 minutes, just so you know. A wind-up onion night.
Sweet.
I'm actually not sure. I might already have that one.
So we're needing on those, right?
You did it! You defeated Emperor Zande. Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefeatable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for. With Emperor Zande now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. Uh-oh, he's wearing his armor again. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I am perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on and finish what you came to do. There are two ways that we may seal off Circus Tower. Either isolate it from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. Your choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task. That distortion, what is it? Well, its black and purple energy emanations kind of make me think darkness. The
Like
power,
he's not really gone?
the power that Zande sought to obtain comes from the void, the world of darkness, our people call it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of the void, the armies of Void Sent. Void Sent feed on Aether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Zande entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Void Sent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Une and I believe we can annul it. By his blood, Zande sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doka. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Crazy old Nero. Oh, be still, my beating heart. For a moment, I feared that this outing would end in disappointment. My readings were not mistaken. Not even the Ultima weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The Covenant is everlasting. And so Mercidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Algan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid, an endless void bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the clouds of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Nice shot. Pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Now, damn it. Not bad, Sid. Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent, and no ordinary one at that. Doga. Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine. Nero. The covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. Where are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the find and consult with Rambrose. And just full information. The Cloud of Darkness was the final boss in either Final Fantasy II or Final Fantasy III. I can't remember which.
There you go, Emo. That looks like a barn now.
Yeah. That's funny.
Apparently, I've gotten a couple of triple triad cards from this stuff tonight.
Have you played that yet?
Yeah.
I have not. I don't know how to. I would look into how to do it.
It's not particularly difficult. At least the intro stuff isn't. But I haven't done a whole lot.
Sounds like confuses me.
Basically, it's just matching or placing cards to exceed numbers while trying to protect yourself from having your own numbers exceed.
Well, and sometimes it'll switch on you and you have to decrease it, and sometimes it does other stuff.
Yeah,
Depending
there
on
are
who you
there are I
play.
guess some other rules that I don't quite understand yet, but basically it's just number matching.
Yeah.
It was a mini game added in Final Fantasy VIII that apparently was very popular, so they put it in this game too. Of course, I've never played Final Fantasy VIII, so all this happened within the tower? God's preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate. Of this I am certain. There exist myriad kinds of void sin. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. It would seem that Zande sought to open the gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow the cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what the void sin was capable of. However dreadful it may be, we cannot abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland. The situation is bleak. The void scent can enter our world. Instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not know whether our friends are still alive. Damn it, I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but this is not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they have borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Zande's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. It is our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since meeting Une and Doga, you have not been quite yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I know only that there is a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me the truth of our eye rests with Allah. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I am with Graha. However slim the odds, we must try and save Une and Doga. I and that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you are patient. You are all patient when dealing with the void. One cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest now while you can, for when the time comes to go for after our friends, you must be no less than full strength. We'll save them yet. Mark my words. Ah, it is good you were come. I have news you must be made aware of. Alas, none of it bodes well for us, nor for Une and Doga and Nero imprisoned in the Dark Realm. Think back upon our last foray into Circus Tower, if you will. The calamity stirred the place from its long slumber and awoke Emperor Zande. But you ensured that it was laid to rest permanently. Yet the Emperor had sealed a binding covenant with a terrible void scent known as the Cloud of Darkness. Even as Doga and Une labored to annul this contract, the entity reached through the rift and dragged the pair of them, and Nero, out of our realm. Since that day, Noah has devoted itself to rescuing Une, Doga, and Nero, and from beyond the rift. Our research, however, has exposed a far more dire problem. The Crystal Tower still acts upon Emperor Zande's orders, and collects energy to open another void gate even as we speak. Indeed, the place nigh hums with energy. We have done all we can to stop the Imperial Edict, but to no avail. Just as the gate would open only for Une and Doga, so too will the tower heed only those of the royal blood of Alag. 'Tis a most galling design. Granted, there was not always so. Granted, this was not always so vexatious, according to the Alagan tombstone Nero presented us. During the great golden age of Alag, the royalty had some means of bestowing their blood upon others. If they hadn't such technology, Ammon and his underlings could never have controlled the Crystal Tower. But we do not have either this art or any with royal blood. Every moment we wait, a vast rift through which the cloud of darkness can enter our realm threatens to open. Such a disaster cannot be allowed to come to pass. We must seal the Crystal Tower and annul Zande's covenant with the Dark Realm. If only breaking the latter would suffice. But then, what of all the energy building in the Crystal Tower? Without suppression, the power could discharge and cause a calamity like to the one that destroyed Alag. In truth, we have more than just 3 lost compatriots to worry about. If we do not act, our very world will fall before the might of this threat. We know but one way out of this predicament. Rescue those who control the tower from beyond the Dark Realm, and seal the rift shut after them. And mercifully, not all our news is quite so bleak. It is true we cannot stop the Void Gate from manifesting within the tower, but this can be to our benefit. We can use Circus power for our own purposes and create a portal to carry us into the Dark Realm. We have heard this is possible from a man in the Thaumaturge's Guild, well versed in otherworldly matters, and with Master Garland working to create said portal, the final preparations are well underway. Ah, and here comes the man himself. Just the man we need. Yes, our fellowship is indeed complete, and all parties privy to our strategy. And you, Master Garland, how fare your endeavors? Quite well. The device is nearly ready, though attaching the damnable thing to Circus Tower took every ounce of ingenuity the Ironworks has got, but it should produce the energy we need. With just a little more fine tuning, we can open a rift. I'm here to request your presence at the tower. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge at the 8 Sentinels as guides. And do hurry. I'm sure we wouldn't want to miss another chance to save the world, would we? For me, it was Tuesday. Sid certainly seems to have a firm hand on the helm. Shall we make our way to the Crystal Tower?
I got knocked back out.
Yeah, we can see the fight happening on the other side of the door.
Cool. Well, I thought I put yes quick enough. And then all of a sudden it was like, nope, you're back out here.
I bet you're here to watch us pry open a rift between worlds, eh? We're almost ready. Circus Tower is full of engineers scurrying around and making adjustments. We're dealing with a lot of power, and a single coupling's off. Well, boom. But it should be fine, really. Anyway, you'd best wait at the top. The chief's there overseeing the whole operation. My friends, you've arrived. I'm just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can open a gateway to another world. Is something I missed, Graha? Ah, Emperor Zande's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as the symbol of Algan's art and power, now it's nothing more than an empty chair. It's a very large chair. Just imagine if Algan's civilization had lived on, and a just emperor still sat on that throne. How different would our world be? How much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Zande and his ambition. There were those who tried. Zande's war of dominion left no one unscathed, unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people. Warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alag. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light of our age. But as this merely hastened the destruction, just as they moved towards Alag's heart for the kill, Zande lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Zande desired that a great rift be opened to hasten the cloud of darkness's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalmud be emptied into Circus Tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Circus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it once stood. The fourth umbral calamity. I'd learned of its cause from Une and Doga. I had no idea that rebellion incited Sande to rashness, though. Your knowledge of Allegan history is astounding, brother. What a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half as much of what you know. Mayhap. 'Tis strange, though. I cannot seem to remember where I learned such things. Biggs, ready? Ready and raring to open the void gate, Chief. We reckon when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. So just give us a word, and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good. Then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. All right, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. Can't break out the mead just yet. The tough part's still ahead. We've broken into the dark realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the void gate stays open. As will the sons of St. Konak. This rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves, my friend, 'tis a heavy burden I must task you with. But there are none more able. Pray lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you will succeed. It will be no small feat to return after you've been passed beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. Might I have a moment of your time? There's a matter of import we must discuss ere you leave. I wish to speak to you about my eye. As you are no doubt aware, 'tis a trait seen only amongst Algan royalty. Long I have pondered why such is my inheritance. The sanguine hue must have some bearing upon my destiny. This much Doga himself admitted. What? In truth, the more I learn of the Crystal Tower, the less I am myself. Somehow, meeting those two clones has wrought a great change in me. I am consumed with remembering something ancient, but ever so important. And my father's words echo in my mind, the selfsame ones his father told him. The truth of our eye rests with Alag. Mayhap what I wish to remember are the words, and these words are related, mayhap not. But I know I must learn the truth that history hides from me. I would see this journey, our journey, through to the very end, with my own two eyes. So I implore you, allow me to join you beyond the rift. Thank you for the follow. You have my thanks, my friend. Now, let's venture into the world of darkness to save our comrades and our realm. Okay, I need to AFK for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Me too.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back. KJ, did you look at that hat you got?
Uh huh. Aarons or Anons?
Yeah, Ammon's hat.
Yeah. And his cloak. There you go.
I've just been scrolling up looking at the loot we got. Because I know I got something, I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to transmog it apparently. So stylish. Then again, I like this one too.
I got these boots.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, you can still save them for your Lancer.
I like the dark blue.
All right. Are we ready to attempt the world of darkness?
Yes.
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 Did you move your HUD stuff?
No, I didn't. Good. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
There. Made tiny and moved to the side. Oh, look. 3 chimeras.
Oh no.
One of our tanks is named Giddy Mac.
Oh, we have a dancer. Isn't that the ring person?
Yeah.
frozen. Okay, on this first boss, look away when the boss casts Mortal Gaze to avoid getting Doom. If you do get Doom, run over the glowing circles. If you get tethered, move out of the tethered circle. Destroy the final hourglass when it spawns. Okay, when he casts that, if you were standing in red, make sure you stand in white next time.
Yep, I died. I'm not 100% sure.
Were you standing in the area where he was about to annihilate?
I ran over to shoot the last thing. And then just fell over. I had, what is that? Brand of Solent.
Do you not get my thing?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, got it.
Did you by any chance have Doom on you, KJ?
No, but I do now, I think, yeah. What are we doing with Doom
Find a
again?
circle and run over it. A glowing
Yeah.
gold circle.
Too
Oh.
It moved, so yeah.
I'm down.
When he
Yeah,
casts
lots of us down.
when he casts Mortal Gaze, you have to look away from it. I am down. I took a bolt right to the face, so I deserved that death. So. Thank you.
Okay, that's a cool witch hat. Or a black mage hat.
Indeed.
Almost swashbuckler. Oh.
Mm.
Well, I got the reduced health and everything from dying by 50%. Damn. But a lot of people have it.
Yep. It'll go away in a minute.
Oh yeah, I see that.
This is a many-headed thing.
Yes. Yes, it is. All right, on the next boss, purple marker is a stack mechanic, so group with others. Orange marker is a giant AoE, so run to the edge away from the party. Red tethers apply damage and a stacking debuff. Pass the tether by standing on top of another player. And yeah, that's about it. And I'm frozen still,
And I
Me
got
too.
stuck too.
but it didn't last long. One of the tanks is down, by the way. Okay, somebody picked him up. All right, that fight sounded a lot worse than All right, we're gonna have to split up in groups A, B, and C again. I guess if there is a left, go left.
Okay.
Ah, good. Somebody put markers. Go where it says A. I'm also not really sure how we ended up being Group A every time tonight.
It's funny.
I am stuck. Or am I dead? I don't know. Oh,
I have him faced away from the group. Don't stand with me.
Does it mean when I have a... Never...
Whoever is marked, move away from them. And we have killed him. Alright, don't stand in front of this boss unless you're a tank.
Oh, he does swipe with his tail.
Yeah, sorry, it does say that, but it says a lot of things. So,
Oh, I'm just saying that's like the first one we've had where the tail is dangerous or good
gotcha.
damage.
Okay, they said Group A needs to do ads.
Shit, I got froze. Damn it. Yeah, he got me. Stupid wolf thing.
Ignore the gastric boost. They say we need it.
Okay, what's going on?
I don't know. I appear to be running blindly.
It must be feared or something.
What's his reawakening thing?
I don't know. We seem to be doing more damage to him while he's doing it, so focus him.
Okay.
Well,
The Plutonium is the name of this place. Alright, if you get the marker during faint particle beam, run far away because the AoE will follow behind you. When the boss becomes untargetable, get away from the middle of the arena. When it reappears, it will fire a large line of AoE through the center. Meteor tower markers will spawn. One player needs to be in each one to prevent raid-wide damage. You have to stand at the center of the marker. Kill cloud ads before they reach the boss. they've already pulled the boss, so never mind.
Yeah, I got 15 seconds.
Oh, I died.
Me too.
If need be, I do have Phoenix down, so I could pick
I
somebody
can
up.
rate. Let me get
Oh,
out of cutscene.
okay. I thought you were dead too, Zora. Sorry.
Nope, I'm alive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll get you in a second. Are you resin?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the minion?
I did.
I got the last one. Congrats.
Nice.
Wait, what minion?
The Puff of Darkness.
The Path of Darkness.
I don't know if there's like a code that we should only be greeting on them or not, so I don't know.
I don't either. We're like, need!
Where in the seven hells are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Doga, Une, can you hear me? Nero. Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Nero doesn't look like he's been having a good time. Though I don't blame you for missing my company. Like the 12, are you alright? As alright as can be expected, Une has simply passed out. Nero, by the gods, what happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep, and allowed this foul place entry into his body. Now the darkness claws at the aether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Zaude's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Algan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. I say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void sent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorza, and simply could not let harm befall you here. Where? Une, you're safe, and our friends have come for us. Have they? Then perhaps, Doga, there is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now you must feel my wrath. Did you think to destroy me in my realm, where I am eternal? I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. And yet, though we may not be able to destroy it, this may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now while the cloud can barely hold her form, mayhaps we can sever Xande's covenant. Yes, and raise the bridge between the Crystal Tower and this foul place once and for all. You must flee. You and Doga mean to stay here? 'Tis madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the Crystal Tower. What is this trickery? Your blood. You too gain protection from Xande's blood. Grahatia, you are possessed of royal blood. That is why your royal eye runs in your line. It is a gift you have inherited, Graha. You have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I had thought time would consume all of Alag that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line, and used the highest of Algan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Algan, not as you are now. But your royal eye bespeaks a simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glimmer that will illuminate all. light of hope. But how should I use this light? Tell me. You must gain control of the Crystal Tower. You will share our blood. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, it will bolster the Algan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound by the fate of Alag. Our part in this journey is to bury Xande's dark ambitions in the past. This was the true Unayan Doga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. We don't really have time to be waiting around here, buddy.
It's convenient the cloud waits for us to do this.
Indeed. Well, it can't actually hurt any of those three. I don't think it really cares about us right now.
Right.
You must leave us as well, Nero. I am sorry we could not live up to your expectations. I must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero. But do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doga, Une, I thank you. We shall never forget you. Now, let's quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light. No, you shall not escape us. Here Xande's bloodstained dreams of glory end. There, the glint of light. It grows faint. The bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant's annulment. If that light dies, we're stranded here. Hurry. Nero, no, you must move. Leave me. I don't need you. If I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness. I'll not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. Do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alag. I am Nero Tolsvemna, the man who will yet outdo Alag and Garland. That was what you hoped for? May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you. Honestly, if there was time for us to stand around, there was time to snatch him up and drag him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw a noose around his throat and pull him.
Must move onwards. This is not where I've come to rest. How did... So those damn clones did it after all. Now, onwards. You owe me, Nero. The hells I do. You have returned unharmed. Thank the gods. When the void gate started to close, I had never felt so powerless in all my life. We were running about like madmen trying to keep the gate open. And then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... Hmm? Where are Une and Doga? They're not... I see. I will miss the two of them dearly. But I am happy they fulfilled their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower, though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Une and Doga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Graha! Yes, I can see it in your eyes. Good. Then let us put an end to this and seal away the tower. I understand your instincts, Rambros, but please, give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and him are both emerged from long battle. Of course, you have the right of it. Come, we shall leave this place for a spell and repair to St. Conac's Find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness. Would that I could have been of more use beyond the rift. As it stands, I was but a vessel for Doga and Una's blood. Hmm? Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. But we need not speak of these things now. It was not my place to keep you. Pray, go on ahead of me. There is something small I would do in return before I return.
Or he's going to shut everybody out.
I could not have asked for a better comrade. If only I could have been part of your adventures for longer. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia and brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now finally, it is my time to see it realized. I honestly did not expect for us to get through all three of them tonight.
I know, we did
Yeah,
way
that
good.
was crazy.
Pretty sweet.
That means, assuming we stream tomorrow, we should be able to complete Realm Reborn tomorrow and move into Heavensward.
Sweet.
I would say we could probably push through and do it tonight, but as I understand, there are a lot of cutscenes at the end.
Yeah.
And we probably don't have time for that.
No. I actually think that it warns you. It says, sit tight.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that dude was going to shut off the... Oh, wait, he's not here.
Yeah, he's still up there.
Yeah, he's going to close off.
I
Thing, so.
I think you're right. He's going to do something. He had
Yeah.
that flash of memory while we were in the world of darkness about restoring the crystal tower. So,
Being a beacon to the human or to the
yeah.
people.
I cannot express how glad I am that you have returned safely, and with the means to dispel the threat of the crystal tower for good. Rest, if you will, and then let us free ourselves of the specter of the Algans. And this right here is the quest you have to complete to continue the main story quest. So, I trust you have rested, my friends. Good. I wish to seal the tower now, but there's something we must do first. Let us summon the others, and hear in full what happened beyond the rift. I don't need to hear what happened beyond the rift. I was there.
Right.
So the Algan eye that runs in Graha's blood does mean that royal blood flows in his veins. I suppose it is not so odd to think his forebears gained it via ancient technology, but who imbued his family with the blood, and for what purpose? Mayhap all this was fate, from discovering the tower to Graha gaining Une Doga's blood. Has Graha said anything? For that matter, where is he? And what of Nero? I'm not sure about our resident historian, but Nero left the tower with me. Where he's vanished to since, I cannot say. But knowing him as I do, I don't believe he'll scheme against us for the time being. Though he is still Nero. You say Graha stayed behind at the Crystal Tower. I wonder if he even now prepares to seal the place off. Master Rambros! Master Rambros! 'Tis Grihatia, sir. He came out of the Crystal Tower and began ordering the researchers out. What? Why would he do such a thing? Well, if he's planning on sealing it, he wouldn't want to seal it with them inside. I do not know, sir, but he is quite insistent. He all but bodily forced me out the gates. I suppose it's possible he told one of the others, but I wasted no time in finding out. I thought it best to hasten here and ask your guidance. Very well. Let us go and speak with the researchers and get to the bottom of this queer business. Master Garland, please come with me. No doubt Graha means to seal off the Crystal Tower, but it worries me that he did not breathe a word of his plan to us. And now we turn around and go right back to where we've been several times. Okay, that's a good looking piece of armor right there.
Yeah. Did you get that too?
Yep. What in the world was Grahatia thinking, demanding we leave the tower? No doubt you want to know why. I wish I knew that myself. Of course, he would tell me nothing. But he will be honest with you, sir. I am certain of it. No further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come, man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Une and Doga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Alag, or rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all of the world perished in Zande's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Alag, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land, and prayed that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only members of Alag's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alag technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. That man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Alag's art and ingenuity faded, our royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from this realm, the memory of all this returned to me. And now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Grod, the Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alag's to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Else, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Sid. We could wait for someone, someday, to reach the same heights as Alag, but by then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. But what if I do as Ammon did, and put the tower into a deep sleep? What? You cannot mean that. I am deadly serious, Sid. The tower may only be used once men rival the Allagans in knowledge. I will slumber with Sycus Tower until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as a beacon of hope it was meant to be. 'Tis the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits, but yours lies outside these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onwards to a brighter future. It won't be easy, of course, but that's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with Alag, just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray, keep alive our successes, and forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. The 12 keep you then, Rambros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Recalling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. Crystal Tower slumbers again, then. Just quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, and I am bound to follow. A new dawn has come for me. You've just missed Sid. There is much that needs his attention if he is to fulfill Graha's wishes, it seems. But this is not the end of Noah, no matter how lonely St. Connex's find has become for our friend's departure. We must all walk in different directions now. Remember that we labor for a brighter future. Lit by Graha's beacon, sealing the Crystal Tower was but a first step. Farewell, my friend. May our paths cross again. Oh, that's interesting. You can trade in stuff by trade in stuff with one of the vendors.
Hmm.
I guess if you go through there and get yourself an entire paladin set, but you really don't want a paladin set, you could trade it in for the summoner set or something.
Interesting.
I guess that would be this person right here. Adventurer, may I ask you a favor of you? I'm sorry to trouble you so soon after your trials in the Crystal Tower, but my colleague Korabanth has gone missing. She discovered the oddest orb deep within the tower, and said she was returning here to analyze it. No one has seen her since, though she is a timid girl and to have run off with her find. She probably just left to gather artifacts or materials in Revenant's Toll for her studies. But all the same, could you go there and look for her? I cannot shake the feeling that something has befallen her. Is there something I can help you with? Seek Korabanth? Well, you have found the right body, but she's not at home, so to speak. This lovely girl you see before you is known as Ko, but another soul dwells within her at present. Mine, to be precise. You are speaking with none other than Noah, Archimagus of the Alag. My scholarly works are legend, my treatise on of the cosmos priceless, and my very name known throughout the world. Or 'twas so once. My soul has whiled away the millennia within an orb. Awoke me from my slumber, and well, how could I pass up the chance to walk the world again? So I allowed my spirit to flow into her body, and here we are. Forgive me, but you do not seem overly bewildered by this. Would it be wrong to assume you belong to the scholarly fellowship that carries my name? As I thought, Ko revealed this Noah when I entered her mind. Oh, but do be at ease. I bear you no ill will for using my name. I am, however, intrigued. What discoveries has this organization made? Has it made any findings of note to begin with? You act in my name, and so you are disciples to me. I will give you my blessing after you've proven your intellectual worth. Such is my want. So are you deserving. You have dedicated yourself to creating a brighter future, eh? Then we may be alike in spirit. When I lived, I had a thirst for knowledge and dedicated myself to understanding the world. It was how I became an Archmagus. You may yet become a disciple of mine. I would learn more of your journey into the Crystal Tower. If I can seek your dedication amongst your, if I can see your dedication amongst your exploits, I will be happy to give you a token of my immense wisdom. Pray do not expect too much, though. There are limits to what I can do with this body. Whose owner you were seeking, of course. Well, I will make sure that Ko's friends learns of what happens, some version at least. And worry not, this body is in safe hands. And I believe that is the shape of it. If my offer has tantalized you and you wish to prove yourself in my eyes, you certainly know where to find me. And I'm thinking that is a repeatable quest. Which I think I'm going to leave alone for now.
Yeah.
And I guess we might as well pick up the next quest, even though I don't think we
Yeah.
have any time to do it tonight. The recent events weigh heavily on our minds. We must needs set them aside for now. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzen history. The grand commendation of our joint defense of Ishgard. The first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzen alliance. Failing that, it should, at the very least, serve to bring our nations closer together. We have every reason to raise our voices in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanians and Asians both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation, and our triumphs, remarkable though they are, were bought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies, broken on the steps, and I skipped that without meaning to. This is the victory we have wrought, and it's as bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all of our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instructed the others to meet us in Ul'dah, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tartaru and Lahaman a note. If they do not return quickly, they will have to settle for whatever leftovers I could smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Off to the big soiree? Raise a glass for me, eh? Or not? You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind? By the navigator, Wilred's dead? God's damn it, they must have known they'd been rumbled. Sod it. 'Tis past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking about where certain funds were coming from. So I had to dig around, on the quiet like, and sure enough I found it. Seems a fair bit of coins made its way into the Braves' coffers courtesy of the Dodo Consortium. A daft name for a business if I ever heard one, which is what first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went through the ledgers again and found another half dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find the common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. Oh, and I'll give the bastard credit. He showed us up for the amateurs we are. Short of calling one of those businesses the bloody bribery consortium, I don't know what more he could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taking Telegi's coin. But now we know as some of them are. I'd wager me right eye they're the ones what did for Wilred. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions. Bound to attract attention he was. Should have seen it at the time, but I didn't, gods damn me. Still, I don't see what Telechi hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme with all the care of a drunk pissing in the wind. No, he's cleverer than this. So we need to be clever too. That's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have my word. Eh? Mind yourself when you're in Ul'dah, eh? We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. The kind what'll sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. All right, guys, I believe we are going to call it here for the night. And assuming that we are able to, we will be streaming tomorrow and we will be finishing up Realm Reborn and moving on to Heavensward. So until then, guys, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.